Hey my glam girls, welcome back to my channel. It's Chelsea and today we're going to be talking about some new Charlotte Tilbury products. So I have the new Walk of Shame Luxury Eyeshadow Palette and her new Jewel Pot and Walk of Shame. I can't wait to try these eyeshadows, let you all know my thoughts, let you know the formula to see if it is the same as the other two that I love. I love her Desert Haze Quad, and I love the Queen of Glow eyeshadow palette. So we'll definitely be doing some comparisons of formula and things like that. But before we get into this video, I just want to say thank you so much for taking time out of your day to spend some time with me. If this is your first time here, I would love for you to stick around and subscribe to my channel and join the Glam Girl Squad. And if you are a returning subscriber, well, thank you so much for deciding to come back and support my channel with all of your likes and your comments. They all really do mean a lot to me. So let's get into this video. I ordered these two in an actual kit. The kit retails for $83 and you get both. This is described as a new magical red toned eye makeup kit, including my copper red cream eyeshadow and eyeshadow palette for a bedazzling Walk of No Shame glaze. Oh, it's Walk of No Shame. Y'all, I said Walk of Shame. It's Walk of No Shame. I was like, why would she name it Walk of Shame? It's Walk of No Shame. Correction. So here's an up-close look of the eyeshadow palette. It is gorgeous. So this eyeshadow was previously known as Walk of Shame. Okay, so I'm not totally off. It's now being referred to as the Walk of No Shame palette. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm assuming that this palette might already exist, or maybe she brought it back again and renamed it. It doesn't say that these shades are new, but being that she says that this was previously known as Walk of Shame, I'm going to make the assumption that this palette did exist in some way, shape, or form, and maybe she brought it back. But if you're fully aware of this, let me know. Leave it down in the comment section so that we'll all know, you know, what this is. The new Jewel Pots, I was actually very interested in this. So first of all, I love the packaging of the tube. It literally looks like a little bit of a, it kind of looks like a jewel. And then when you open it up, you have a protector sleeve right here. And then once you take the protector sleeve off, this is what the actual cream eyeshadow looks like within the pot. So Charlotte says this is infused with diamond powder, creating a luminosity and natural looking glow, and multi-layered pearl pigments which reflect light with dazzling brilliance. So this is going to be infused with hyaluronic acid, vitamin E, and argan oil. And the Jewel Pots have supercharged hydrating and nourishing benefits. So this is really interesting. I'm very, very, very interested in this Jewel Pots because I really do like her cream eyeshadows. And I'm interested to see how these are going to look, being that they are reflective and they have some reflecting pigments in them. So I'm just gonna bring y'all in. There's no point in just continuing to talk. Let's bring us in and put these on the eye. I've primed my eyes with the ABH primer. And I'm going to start off with this shade right here. This seems to be the only matte-like eyeshadow. And I say matte-like because it has more of a satin finish. So there's no traditional matte shade within this quad. So in your G Worker Pro, and we're going to start just kind of blending this all over the lid. And then of course, blending this into crease. And for it being more of a satin shadow, it is blending really nicely. It's working like a matte. And then I'm gonna go in with this shade right here, same brush, fill in this inner space with it. Just kind of like sweep it into that first shade that we used. Just kind of blending it into it. This shade is a really pretty satin shade as well. I would say it's a little bit more satin than the first shade that we used. It has a little bit more shimmer to it, but it doesn't have too much shimmer. So this shade, I feel you could also use it as well, like a matte shade. Like you could use it within your crease and it not feel like you have just glitter in your crease. And these shades on the eyes, they look quite similar. I don't think you can see too much of a distinctive difference between the two shades on the eyes. I can, but it's not super, there's not a super difference compared to just looking at them in the pans. They don't look totally different in the pans, but they do look more distinctive in the pans than they do on the eyes. So now let's go in with this shade right here, and I'm gonna use my finger and I'm gonna pop that in the middle right here. And this is really pretty. This is more of your metallic light shade, but definitely still very smooth in formula. No like chunks of shimmer or anything like that. But I really do think this reflective property is pretty. And on the other eye, let's go in with the jewel pot. I wanna see what the jewel pot looks like on its own. So I'm gonna first go in with my finger. This is very, very, very creamy. Let's put the jewel pot shade right here. Oh, that is pretty. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. I'm gonna go with the Bristles Beauty E04 RS brush and just add a little bit more. This jewel pot shade definitely could be a one and done type of eye look, especially if you love wearing copper shades like this all over your eyelid. I think this could be very complimentary, or it could work beautifully as a topper to a matte base, or even this satin base that I have here. I'm gonna go in with my BK Beauty 207 brush, dip back into this shade right here, and I'm gonna use that to line the lower lash line. And I already have some already on the lower lash line, just from what kind of transferred naturally. Then I'm gonna go in with this shade right here, and we're gonna use the Bristles Beauty E05 PS brush, and we're gonna use this for the inner corner highlight. And we're just gonna concentrate it right here, and then sweep that onto the lower lash line. And I also wanna go in with this shade right here, same brush, and just add a little bit of that to the inner corner. Okay, so I'm gonna finish off my eyes and then I will come back and give you my final thoughts on these two products. Guys, this is the final look and I think these products are really nice. I enjoyed the eyeshadow palette, the eyeshadow quad. I think that the eye looks came out really nice, but I will say there really isn't any diversity within this particular quad. Granted, it's a quad, so I'm not holding too much of a standard to it. Because you only have the opportunity to have 4 shades. But like I mentioned during the demo, these 2 shades don't really look distinctive enough on the eyes to really evoke, you know, like I said, diversity of eye looks, or, you know, a difference of eye looks. This is marketed as a copper reddish tone quad. So of course this is not gonna be all encompassing for like tons of different looks. And I do tend to look for that in an eyeshadow palette simply because if I am like trying to do a quick eye look, I like to reach for a palette that has everything. So this is of course gonna be a really good additional palette, but I do like the formula of these eyeshadows. They blended beautifully into the eyes. They weren't skipping across the wrinkles of my lids. I don't have any gaps where the eyeshadows didn't blend well into the folds of my lid. So I really do like this quad. I'm glad that I picked it up, but this is not gonna be for everyone because if you basically don't like a look that I created, a copper toned look, then this is not gonna be a quad that you're gonna want to spend your money on. The jewel pots I really do like. This one is really pretty and I really like the formula of it. So I think the beautiful shimmer, reflective shimmer that it did add is gorgeous. Looking at the differences between the 2 shimmer, the major difference is actually going to be the color of the 2 shimmers. This one is obviously leaning more gold and champagne in color, and this one definitely still has that reddish copper hue, but it's beautiful on the lid. And like I said, it could be used beautifully as a topper, or I think you could definitely use this as kind of like a one and done eye look. So I really like this. I would love for her to make a gold one like this, a bronzy one like this, maybe even like a greenish gold, kind of like the green in my shirt. Like I think this would be beautiful in more shades. So I really do like this jewel pot I think this is gorgeous. All in all, I recommend both products because I think that they're really good. But do you need both products? No, I don't think you need both products. And I think it just comes down to preference. You know, do you like these copper tone hues up against your eye? Do you feel like you would get a lot of use out of it if you were to purchase it? But formula wise, I think the formula is really nice, and I think it is on par with the couple of palettes that I've tried. So in comparing the Walk of No Shame palette to the other two that I have, the other quads, here is Desert Haze and here is Walk of No Shame. These two formulas can't really be compared to each other because this is an all matte palette and there's no mattes in this one. But in terms of the Queen of Glow palette and this Walk of No Shame palette, if I had to choose between the two formula wise, I'm still going with the Queen of Glow. This formula is just stunning, and I'm not even talking about the shades, I'm just saying the formula. It's just, I think, a bit more creamy than the formula in here. But I can also tell that the formula is just different. But you can just look at the two in the pan and see that there's a difference formula wise. This one is just, this Queen of Glow is just creamier. So this one is just, out of the three quads that I have, this one reigns number one for sure. I would put Desert Haze at number 2, even though it is an all matte one. And then this Walk of No Shame, I would put at number 3. Still really nice. I'm gonna get some good use out of it. But just formula wise and then color selection, it ranks number 3 in my collection. So hopefully you found this video helpful. If there are any questions that I did not answer for you within this video, leave them in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts on this collection and if you are going to be picking them up. And that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I really hope to see you in my very next video. Bye guys.